What's a Christmas thing? Where's a Christmas thing? He's kind of Christmassy. Today I will be talking about Black Christmas. Black Christmas is sort of a forgotten classic. There was a remake in 2006 of Black Christmas, but nobody cared about it and it was bad. Now they're making it again, although from the preview it doesn't really look like a remake. It looks more like a reimagining, I guess. The first slasher kind of POV filming horror movie with a final girl kind of thing happened in 1974 with Black Christmas. Halloween was released in 1978. I feel like a lot more people should know about this film. It's directed by Bob Clark, who also directed Porky's and A Christmas Story. Everyone's seen that movie. So it's interesting. This guy's got a thing with Christmas. Black Christmas stars Olivia Hussey of Romeo and Juliet fame. It stars Margot Kidder of Superman fame. Andrea Martin, who is in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. My dad really likes that movie. It's a thing. I've seen it a lot. This plot relies heavily on the urban legend, the call is coming from within the house. In the urban legend, it's a babysitter who gets creepy calls and she calls the cops and asks them to trace the call, and they tell her, oh, it's coming from within the house.
The calls are coming from the house. We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
The call's coming from inside the house. Look at his face.
At this point, we've seen it a million times, but at the time you have to remember it was new. That is pretty much the basis of this plot. It just happens to be set around Christmas time. This movie, I think, is really ahead of its time in a lot of ways. Basically, these girls in a sorority get these really, really creepy calls. His calls to these girls are so disturbing. They're very, very sexually extreme.
Let me lick it.
They have lots of cuss words. His voice, the vocal work that the actor did for these calls is really extraordinary. He talks about himself in the third person, and he kind of talks in what you think is the voice of his mother, maybe. And these calls not only freak the characters out, but they freak you out as the viewer. What tends to happen with a lot of slashers, supporting characters aren't really fully fleshed out. I think that the character development, although small, is really well done and makes you care about each individual character and not want to see them die. It also deals with abortion. The final girl reveals to her boyfriend at some point that she's going to get an abortion. To bring that up in the movie with your final girl, with the girl you're supposed to love, is really very forward-thinking.
Spoiler alert. This is the spoiler alert.
Olivia Hussey's character's name is Jess, so I'm just going to start calling her Jess. Jess's boyfriend, Peter. Peter is used as a red herring. You get to know Peter enough to understand that he's been going through a tough time lately. He doesn't want his girlfriend to get an abortion. He really wished that he aced his final, but these things didn't happen. And so you can realistically see how he might be the killer, but we, the viewer, know that he's not. This is one of the first horror movies, one of the first, not the first, but one of the first horror movies to use the POV shot, the point of view of the killer. The killer has no backstory, even less so than Michael Myers. He has zero backstory. They kind of give you an idea through his crazed ramblings of what his backstory might be. And I love that Billy is just this sort of menacing presence in this house. The first kill in the movie is a sorority sister named Claire. She's sort of the catalyst. The whole town kind of goes into this panic mode when she disappears. Billy strangles her or suffocates her with plastic hanging, from a like a clothing cover. What's that called? On a hanger. He uses it to smother her, and then leaves it around her face, puts her in a rocking chair by the front window in the attic with a single candle burning and a dolly in her hand. They still haven't found her at the end of the movie, rocking back and forth in front of this window. And that is just I want to say iconic, but it's not what it should be. This girl that everyone's been searching for at least 2 days, right there, right in the place where all the cops are, where all the action's happening, and they don't know that she's there. And at the end of the film, he's still there. they don't catch him. They think they've caught him. They think they've caught Jess's boyfriend and that he's the killer, but he's not, and he's still there, and he's still up in that attic, and he could be there till this day, and that's fucking scary. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Black Christmas an 8 out of 10. There are very few horror movies based around Christmas time. I was actually going to try and put together a top 5 Christmas horror movies, and I was having a really difficult time because A, I hadn't seen a lot of them because they all seemed like trash, and B, the ones that I had seen, some of them weren't deserving of a top 5 list. Black Christmas is the perfect holiday season horror movie. If you haven't seen it, you really should. It's really a lot of fun. It is genuinely scary, and it has really great actors in it. If you guys liked this video, please like and subscribe to see more. In the comments, let me know how you feel about Black Christmas if you have seen it. Let me know how you feel about the remake if you have seen it. I don't know if it's out yet. Probably coming out soon. I won't see it, so please tell me how it is. Merry Christmas!